How you doing, folks? I'm gonna kind of give you a little quick tip on how I've been practicing here for the past couple weeks. And then I've got a piece of tape stuck on my bag target down there. I mean, it's like 2 inches to 2 inch long by inch and an eighth, inch and a quarter. I don't really know how wide, but I try to get it not as wide. Uh, I just tore off whatever the width of the duct tape. You can use several different things. And what this is going to do and help with is the mental focus on your spot. And I spray painted some spots on this black bag target, but I just started using the tape at a smaller type target where I can actually focus in on it. And what I did last year is the same thing and just take the least amount of shots. I've got 3 arrows here. I'll kind of demonstrate. I'll start close, mid, and a little bit further back and see. And I kind of look at it there. So I do kind of practice on past my hunting distance and try to improve my overall distance as far as for competition and still keep up with my hunting distances, which my hunting distance, I try to keep it 20 and in. And anything past that, it's going to be basically 3D all the way out to about 30. Sometimes I'll shoot further than that. It's just kind of fun and just kind of gets you working on your form. With things being that small, it does help with your form. It'll make you more consistent in your release, in your follow through, to be able to focus in on something smaller. So if you're used to shooting something bigger, it's going to take a little bit of time to get your mind shrink down to the smallest spot, as you can see. So it just ain't going to happen overnight. You're going to start being around it or hitting it. I try to get around it, like trying to, touch the tape or be in the tape. If I'm get spread out, say 2 inches, I mean, that's good enough for hunting. I try to be as accurate as I can be, but nobody's form is perfect. This is just a good practice, good exercise to help you find problems and why you're way off or whatnot. Because when I first started this, I mean, I'm used to shooting a 3-inch target, so my margin of error was 3 inches, and sometimes 4 to 5, depending on if I didn't follow all the way through on my form. So I'll be shooting the Bob Lee Hardcore, and my arrows that I've got tuned to this bow is Three Rivers traditional only arrows. Really good arrows, really like them. The grains per inch is about 8 grains per inch for a 500. I think now I've got a 150 on them, and they fly pretty good. So if I do everything I'm supposed to do, I'll kind of demonstrate. I'll start close, mid, and get back to here, which is past my hunting distance. Just kind of show you what I'm doing, and we'll go down to the target and look at what I did. And what I'm trying to achieve is mainly, trying to work on my mental focus on my spot. I took Taekwondo when I was younger, and the first thing they taught us was if you grab the back of a man's head and he's coming at you, and you grab his head, and right behind the back of the head, and you start shoving it down, wherever that head goes, that's where the body's going to follow. And it's no different in archery. If your mindset goes downhill off of a bad shot and you take it to the next, your form is going to break down according to how you're thinking. And it's a very true statement. Now, I've had that sneak up on me, and a lot of times it's lack of concentration because I'm thinking about something else instead of the present shot that I'm taking. It also helps with margin of error. Smaller your target, smaller the margin of error you're going to have. And the size of that tape is going to be, if I can get next to it, I'll be in a 10 ring, if not 12 ring about all the time. And, and that's what we try to achieve, the best that we can be. And that's all I'm trying to achieve, to be a better to be better than what I was the year before or a month before. And that's the main goal that I try to achieve is to improve, whatever I got to do and improve. And this seems to help me in taking the least amount of shots, which prevents you from developing bad habits for shooting a bunch of arrows. Everybody's set up different. You're gonna have to set up your practice according to get the most from it, is set it up according to how you are. And that might take a little bit of experimentation, and I've been experimenting with this for a good little while. So I'm gonna start up close, and I'm gonna kind of work my way back here to the phone, and we'll walk down there and we'll explain and talk about some things further on what I did. So far I've got my close, I was right around 9 yards, and I hit about 13, 14 yards. Now I'm back here at about 23, back right here where the phone is roughly, just a little bit in front of it. Alrighty, let's walk down here and look at it. Kind of a hot day. Chose a rough time to do this video, but that's all right. I practiced this morning, but right here, my first shot was this one, so I'm just a little to the left, of center. That margin of error is probably roughly right around at a 3-inch. At 3 inches. My second arrow, I think, is this one, which hit the tape, and that was about 13, 14 yards. And right here, I'm about 22, 23, about where the phone is. So I want to stay as close as I can to this tape. And with that, my margin of error is a lot less than 3 inches, except for one. It's right at about 3, I guess. Let me see. Well, maybe less. It's going to be a lot less than 3. So just by shooting at something smaller, my margin of error is a lot tighter. And that's my main goal, to be able to focus on my target, get settled in on my shot, follow through with my whole shot process, and it actually helps you improve it. I mean, you ain't really got to buy a target that's got a line. You can use whatever you have, and just simple stuff around the house to shoot at, and it don't really have a dot or a center. You just have to develop, looking at that spot and trying to shrink it down even smaller. So I hope this helps, and it's just something I've been doing for the past few weeks, and not practicing a whole, shooting up a bunch of arrows and not having a purpose of what I'm doing. So I'm trying to maximize my time and get my practice better, more quality instead of quantity. I did a video, quality over quantity, and quality is always going to make you a better shot than quantity of arrows. So I hope this helps, and y'all have a great day, and God bless.